Hi, this is Tim Spakowski from Footsore North America. I posted a picture earlier of the last Gangs of Rome fighter group that I am painting up for the Bread and Circuses box set. I'm going to run a demo game at Recruits Convention in September, so I'm doing a lot of speed painting just to get these figures painted so I can have something on the table. A couple of you guys have asked me, what do I use for this flesh, and what did I use for this flesh color? So let's make sure he's in focus. So this is a very quick paint job. I mean, I'm talking 5 minutes, if that. I'm not really trying to do very detailed work. It's very fast, but for what I am wanting, it's perfect. I'm going to be making some after action reports or battle report videos, so I want the colors to stand out and easily seen on the video camera. So that's how this figure's painted. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take a Mortal Gods healer and I'm just gonna paint his flesh and show you how I basically speed paint this. So here we go. The main color, the base color, is Vallejo Game Color Carne Marron Tan. It's a very nice reddish brown color. And again, here's my trusty plastic lids from deli sandwiches or fruit or whatever. And I'm gonna put some of this here. I'm going to add a drop of glaze medium. Mix this up. So, let's see it there. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm not really worried about getting paint in on the clothes or anything like that. So here we go. So I'm just getting that paint on. Really fast. And for demo purposes, I am getting paint on the clothes and stuff like that, and that's okay. But I just wanted to make this quick video to show you guys how you can paint up flesh really quick to make it look nice. And okay, sorry if I'm out of camera. Okay, so this figure has been pre-shaded with several different shades of Badger Stynylrez Res paint, starting with a nice brown, got some nice blues in there, some greens and some tans and some ivory colors. So that's why I like painting a little with the paint transparent, because when it dries, the undercolor will bleed through or show through, creating some shadows. Okay, so that's done. So I'm going to pause this and use my trusty hair dryer and dry this up and then go on the next stage. Okay, the figure is dry now, and I want to add some shading, quick shading to this to get into the crevices and just create some more shading on the skin. To do that, I use Green Stuff World Wash Ink Pecketum Flesh. What I do is here's another plastic tray, and I'll just put a couple drops in there. And then I have a dropper bottle for water, and I want to create almost a wash with this. I may have created too much of a wash. Let's see if you can see that here. Okay, a lot of times, yep, I need to add a little bit more drops here. The big thing is I wanted to see how it looks on my skin. Does it stain my skin? I'm not looking for a really dark wash. Get this in camera. And sometimes I just have to maybe apply some more. I'd rather go light first than heavy with the paint. Yeah, and I can tell that I definitely need some more. So, because this paint's great right out of the bottle, but boy is it thick. And or not thick, but it can be dark, you know. So I'd rather be on the safer side and dilute it. Okay, so we've applied that. Hopefully that is in camera. You can see it's pretty wet now. So I'm going to pause this and use my hair dryer and go from there. Okay, the figure is dry. Make sure I'm in focus here. And what do I do now? Well, I go and reapply the first base color to the skin so that I can start building up layers of color. So I start with Carne Flesh, and I will use some Vallejo Glaze Medium to add some glazes, and then I start applying the paint to the highlights, to the high raised areas of the muscles and stuff like that, especially back of the calves and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. And this is, in my opinion, very important to go back to the very beginning of the color, the first color that you use, the base color. Let's put a drop. Because then you're starting over in a way. But also, this base color is what you're going to be using for all your other transitions to the other highlights. Okay, let's get this in focus if we can. Okay, so we're going to start adding the base color. You can see back to the muscles here. And because the paint was diluted at the very beginning, we still see some highlights from the first base coating, and that helps out a lot. That can speed up a lot of the time with painting. Kind of leaves out the guesswork as well as where the shades and highlights should go. Okay, I'm not being too precise here. I'm not painting slow and making sure that there's no brush strokes or anything like that. This figure is also going to be for videos as well, for battle report videos and how-to videos. So I'm really most concerned about the highlights just showing up on the camera, because when you're filming something, my God, it's going to be hard to see close up. So, okay, so I've reapplied the base color. Again, I'm looking for the highest points of the figure itself. Back of the calves, Achilles heel. Oh, funny, pardon the pun. Sometimes I do 1 or 2 or 3 passes. Again, the paint's very thin, so it's not going to it's not opaque, and it's not going to cover everything right away, and that's okay. I'm not wanting it to cover everything in one stroke. Okay, so I'm going to put him down, and then we're going to start building off of this color. So I'm going to go just from Vallejo Model Color Flat Flesh, and I put that right in the center, and then I drop another drop of glaze medium. So I've got the mixture, the base mixture, and now flat flesh. That instantly changes that color, of course, but it gives us paint and a color that we can use to start building off on. So, you know what? Let's see, how wet is this? I need to add another drop of glaze medium, because I don't want this to be thick. I want this to be translucent. I want this to flow easy. Okay, so, and sometimes we'll just have to use a test part of the model to see if I need to add some more. So now I'm just applying this on the raised areas. Again, I'm not being too particular. I'm not going really slow. A bridge of the nose, the ear, the jaw. I'm not going to do anything really here, maybe just one drop right there, just to create an illusion of color, of flesh color. Okay, get the kneecap, shin. The idea is that you're painting wet on wet, and when it dries, it will blend. So you're letting the paint work itself in a way. Again, I'm not being very particular. I'm not trying to win a contest. I'm just trying to get a figure painted so I can get some videos made. Okay. Top of the forehead. And again, there's times that I go back. Okay, bridge of the nose. Looking good. Okay, so that's that. Not really doing much here because of the shade of the shadow. Okay, good. Now, time to move on to the next color. That is basic skin tone. So it's one shade lighter than the flat flesh. And I put a drop there. I'm going to put a couple drops of the glaze medium, creating a glaze. Turning my brush just to get a point back. Okay, awesome. In focus, how's the light? Hopefully it's good. Okay, here we go. Let's put it on the shoulder. So immediately you'll start seeing, hopefully you're seeing a highlight. It may be subtle, and that's fine. I'm not trying to go for a quick transition. Not yet. Top of the feet, shin. Okay. Top of the calf. Kind of just making dots in a way, big dots, because I know what's going to happen when this color, when this paint, I mean, dries. It will all be blended. Let's see if I can. zoom in. Does that help at all? I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do these videos, and the lighting and the microphone and the camera setup. It can be frustrating. So I'll scoot just a little bit. Okay, so you see, again, as the paint's drying, I can see that where I need to add more color, more highlights. Again, this technique may not be pretty, and I am going a little bit fast, and it's a challenge because I have the camera in front of me, in front of my hands, so it's difficult to. Let's see here, and the lighting is not helping here. Okay, I'm adding some more here. Because now you can see that the flesh it's blending together as it's drying. Those glazes are blending together. Okay. Let's make this a little bit better. Okay, so then I'm going to do one other highlight, and that is Vallejo Pale Flesh. So I'm still going to apply it to the same color. So I'm still grabbing all of the paint from the same colors from where I started, so I have an even transition, smooth transition of color. I may have to add more. Okay, so let's see. See how this goes. Yeah, it's very subtle. Okay, I'm going to add some more of that pale flesh. Add some more glaze medium. Okay. Again, slowly building up those highlights. Okay, so there we go. And now what I'm going to do is because I don't really see much of a change right now, because it's still drying, I'm going to add just straight pale flesh, not part of the original color. Mix it in with the glazed medium. And now this is going to be for the highest points. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about like right there. And when you do this, you go, oh my God, that might be too much. But I promise you, when it dries, you'll see that it's not. It's perfect. It's like almost perfect what you're wanting for, what you're trying to achieve. Again, I'm not trying to win a contest with this. I'm just trying to get a nice illusion of flesh painted on this figure. Okay. Okay. So that's it right now. And it looks like a mess because everything is still kind of wet. And what I'm going to do is put it in the hairdryer and let it dry, and then we will see the color and we'll see what it looks like once everything is dry. And yeah, and at times you have to, re-add color to some things if you want to highlight more, and that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and I'll show you what the results are. Okay, so I literally just used the hairdryer and dried the paint. I didn't use the hairdryer really close to the figure, because sometimes what will happen is you can bake layers and it just doesn't look that good. It doesn't dry good, and it's just not uniform. So I wanted to show you, this is what it looks like. Now, it's not the prettiest, it's not the smoothest, but also this is what it looks like dry. So if I need to, I see some areas where I want to highlight even more. So I just go back here and just add more highlights. That's all. It's pretty easy. Because a lot of times you just don't know how your paint's going to dry. You have an idea, but you just don't know. So then you have to make adjustments. I tell a lot of people who are learning how to paint, and I was actually talking to my daughter earlier today, is it's good to know what your paint does and what it's going to do. How is it going to look dry? How is it going to look when it's on top of another color? How is it going to look wet? That sort of thing. So that you have reassurance that while you're going through the process, you'll say to yourself, okay, I know, that's okay. I know what it's going to look like. It may look like crap right now, but I know what it's going to look like when it's all dry and all done. So I just want to give some encouragement to people who are trying this technique or just painting in general. Know your tools. Know what your paint can do. Know what it does when there's a lot of water added, where there's not a lot of water added. Also, if you're using different kinds of manufacturer's paint, know how those will interact with each other. Some interact really good, and some don't. So, okay, so pretty much that's it. I apologize if this area is around the face is just too shadowy. I'm having some problems here with the lighting. I'm hoping I think it's the way the figure is sculpted itself, with the deep eyebrows, or the eye sockets and the eyebrows over it. So, but that's it. So that is a quick way to achieve this look. It's not the best. It's not going to win you any competitions, but you know what? It's going to get figures painted. It's going to get figures on the table. Here's another example. Same technique, same color. Same big old 8-round brush. Here's another example. So I hope this helps. I hope this encourages you to keep trying new techniques, keep trying new paints. Allow yourself to fail. If you don't like something, go back at it. Don't give up. Go back at it. Try it again. And just keep trying. Keep painting until you find the look that you want and the look that you are trying to achieve for either wargaming, for pictures, for videos, and that sort of thing. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. My name is Tim Smikowski. You can also email me at tim@footsoreminiatures.co.uk. Have a great day.